Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Sorry, I was fixing a few things, but yeah, hello, Helisarius. How are you today? You first. Hello, good time. Kuma, hello, Vinit. How are you? Hello, Muhammad. Right, how are you guys? Okay, so yeah, today we are going again to do an anime style render, and yeah, so yesterday we, if you don't want here. We did this anime village. This here. Let me see if I can get the render. You can watch the final render on Discord, but I also want to show it to anyone who is not on Discord or who didn't hear the final render. So it was anime village. This here. Yeah, so this is the scene we rendered. It's really close to this, I think. And I think we got the look. And this is without any post-processing. It's exactly how you see it here. I didn't do any Photoshop retouching or anything. I just rendered it out. Yeah, so today I want us to try this here. So let's jump in. Let me start a new project here. Okay. Hello, Taremo, how are you? Good morning. Hello, Alex Molk, you're a legend. Thank you. Hello, Patrick Pratik Malik. How are you? Okay, but before we do that, before we jump into the live stream, let's do some promos. This is HDRI Maker, an add-on for creating HDRI, dynamic HDRIs. You can adjust them. You can have contact shadows on the HDRI itself, rather than having the object float in the surface. You can have it look as if it's standing directly on the HDRI. You can make a lot of adjustments. You can make it blend with the ground. Have things work on it. Just amazing functionality. Again, link is in the description if you want to get this. Another add-on I want to promote is the transportation add-on, and I'm looking in this thing here. Maybe we can add a bike somewhere here, and I'm going to use the transportation add-on because it comes packed with a lot of assets. You can see there's a bike there, and any kind of transportation vehicle you might think of is going to be included in this package. The package is over, I think, 5 GB, so you know you're getting a lot of content for your buck. So yeah, again, if you want to get this, the cars come rigged, ready to animate. The interiors are done. Texture painting is the texturing is on point. Everything is on point. If you want to check out the add-on, link is in the description. If you want to get it as well, the link is in the description. Then finally, we're going to be using the vegetation add-on for this because you can see there's quite a lot of vegetation. Yeah, so this is also another library of vegetation plants that you can use in your library. Comes packed with a lot of assets, a lot of functionality. You can see some of the trees they use, some of the scene they created this with. You can't even tell that this is a 3D scene. You may think this is actually real life, but it's simple Blender stuff with this library. So you can go on and read about it if you want, if you're interested in that. But yeah, link is in the description. So let's jump right into this stream. And yes, hello Stanley J, how are you? Hello Cook Milk, how are you? Let me just make sure that I'm doing great. Learning a lot. That's amazing. That's great to hear. That's why I do it. Okay, so let's start. I think let's start by blocking out the path here. Yeah, these add-ons are simply amazing. So they're simply amazing. Let's start by let me see. I think let me make sure that I'm using turn on the shortcuts here. I don't think for the foreground we need to do much. We can simply just basically create a surface like this. So this is going to be our foreground. Maybe let me even extend it a bit like that, and maybe I can add a subdivisions to this, and maybe a displacement modifier just to make the surface a little bit uneven, just like that. Hello Hussein Khan, how are you? Glad to see you. Then I'm thinking maybe we can apply everything here. So let me apply the subdivisions, and so we can trace out the path. Maybe we might need to subdivide this even further. Random colors, let me turn on random colors here. So I think that's going to be my path, but I don't want it to be simply straight. So I'm going to turn on proportional editing and just rotate one of these points. Just so that our path kind of bends a bit like that. Maybe even bend it further. While making the top here kind of curvy. Hey, Deflex, how are you? Okay, now we can select our road, which should be this. I think I want it to be around. Yeah, around there. Push this in. Just going to give it a little bit offset. Push the road a bit down like this. Now we can already start working with some grass in different areas. So I'm going to select. It's a beautiful morning. I am just drinking my chocolate and watching you. Nice. Fadi Inain. Is that like your breakfast? Guess it would be. Let's do Anim Town 2. By the way, you can get the project files on my Patreon page if you are a Patreon. Yeah, so after this, we also have some rail lines crossing here. Actually, let me set up my scenes here a bit. Okay. I need to set up something because I just downloaded Blender. It should be working. I don't know why it's not. It's not reading my hope it doesn't require me to think everything is good. Sky texture, yep. Have the sun, so the sun seems to be coming from this side, so let's do 270 for the rotation. Bring this down a bit. Yeah, with some eggs. Nice. That's my breakfast. Good to know. I haven't actually taken any breakfast. I was planning to do that, and then I realized it was time to stream. Hello, Kapil Patel. How are you? How's everything? Fedu L, I'm watching from South Africa. Nice. I'll be, I guess, your northern neighbor because I'm from East Africa. Nice. How is South Africa there? Okay, let's bring some grass. Actually, let's first separate the road. An easy way to do this is just to add a seam like that, so I can easily select the parts of the road and also add a vertex group. Call this road. This is supposed to be vertex colors via paint. I can do vertex paint, vertex paint, vertex paint. I can paint this black, Shift K like that, and maybe blur some of the edges a bit, so that it's not purely straight. Maybe this time it's okay to leave it like that. So let's do grass and then asphalt here. You should eat, gives you more energy here. I should have taken breakfast before I did this, but I'll be fine, hopefully, and I'll be fine. Let me make this road a bit wider like that. Scale. Yeah, I also love the sky text as well. It's very, very useful. Hi, I'm in an online lesson right now. Yeah, I guess you are. So let's create a new material. I'm going to use my asset library add-on to set up some materials. Let's first set up this asphalt. I think I can. Do I have any asphalt? Road. So I want this to use UV mapping. Yeah, I can see we already set up this. We have already created a few road materials, so there's no reason to remake it. It's going to use the value here to make this a bit. You know what? I think I'm just going to leave this like that. Okay, so let's also create parts where the grass is going to be. So I'm going to do, let me find some grass texture. Like this, import it in, and because we have Piers Cornelius. Whoa, you caught my life. Thank you. Hi, sorry I can't pronounce the name. I think it's in Japanese or Chinese. I'm not sure. But hi, glad to see you, and glad to see you, Cornelius, as well. Do you think I should use procedural or image texture for realism? Well, it depends. It depends on you, man. It depends on you. So we have this. Actually, let me see. We have the vertex paint. Let's go back to that a bit. Let me turn off this. You can see how clearly our road is marked. But I also want part where I want a mask for the grass. So the grass is going to be in the white area. The asphalt is going to be in the black area. But also I want a transition where there is some dirt. So I'm going to grab a different color, maybe red, and paint. Let me make sure I'm using the brush. Just paint. Just paint around the edges, because that's where I want that to be. You can notice that I'm also painting in the road area. Let me also blur this a bit. And then because I have this, I can select the road again, because the road I want it to be clearly black. That's Korean. Nice. I can never really tell the difference between Asian text. Let's see. Like this, Shift K. I want this to be black. So Shift K. And now if we look at our vertex colors here, if we bring that mask here, our road mask, you can see there is red, there is black, and then there is white. So we want the white area to be our white, the green area to be in the white area. So we can do a convert separate RGB. Actually, do we need that? Let's see. We get the color. You can see the different layers. Actually, I think it would have been better if we just use completely different colors, because black is usually difficult to separate. So let's go back to vertex weight, vertex paint. So the black area, instead of using red, let's use blue because it's much easier. Shift K, paint in that. Not sure why that is not painting. If us paint it white and then paint it blue. It's because I'm previewing the material instead of the text itself. So you can see it's blue. Now let me invert the selection, and then the grass is going to be in the green area, and then let's paint the dirt with red, because since we have RGB, we can easily separate those. Like that, and now we can blur this up a bit. Okay, go back here. Korean has a lot of right angles. Yeah, I can see that. I don't see any curves in the text. It's almost only angles. Are you using a drawing tablet? No, I'm just using my mouse here. So now you can see that we have the red. So let's first separate the asphalt. So let's get another principal shader here. Mix these two. So first, let's create the grass shader. It's just going to be this with some roughness. And then let's create a soil, I think, or dirt, whatever you want to call it. I'll just import that texture. Love from Korea, love from India, love from Uganda, man. Thank you guys for the support. Really, really appreciate it. And here, let's bring, this is our soil. Let me make sure that it's the right scale, and we can use it. We can create its own. Let me first expand this so that you can see what we're doing. So we have three shaders. We have the asphalt, the grass, and then the gravel. We have to blend them. So right now we are blending the grass and the asphalt. It should be like that. And we want to use this mask. Let me see which mask. This is, yeah, we want to use this mask here to blend the grass and the asphalt. So you can see, you just have to shade this, and you can see where we have the gravel and then the grass, and then we have to blend whatever we get from that with asphalt using, Let me see what mask, this mask here. And it seems we have lost. Actually, it's supposed to be this. Yeah. Now you can see we have separated the asphalt. Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory there. Clear explanation. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Now let's do what? Let's add some grass quickly. We have made several grass in different live streams, so I'm just going to reuse some of that grass. Just get it here. Let me also make sure that my scene is not too large. So 20 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 10 meters for the road. That's seems too large. So let's scale this down. You always want to make sure that you have the right scale. I think a road is usually 10 meters. Is it 10? A road is usually, this kind of road would be something like 6 meters. This is too small. I think 8 is good enough, so let's go with that. Scale is important because Blender uses scale to light your scene and other things. So I think that's it. Hello Visual, hello Monkey. How are you? How are you? Is it live from the UK or the US? No, I'm not from USA. I'm from East Africa. That's in Uganda. Okay, I have the grass already here set up. So let me bring it here to the side. And what I usually do, if you're new here, the way I set up my grass, instead of applying it directly onto the surface, I just apply it to a plane like this using a particle system, hair particle system, and add a shrink wrap to the hair and just have it on the surface. And this gives me more control, I think, than just applying it to the surface and using the particle weight or vertex weight to determine where the grass is. Let's increase the height here. You can already see where the grass is there. Thank you, Stacy. Stacy, yeah. You can see I don't have to add too many grass. You can see just a patch like this is enough for this kind of scene. There is no reason for me to add all of grass that side. Can also duplicate on this side. Let me duplicate. Let me get rid of this. Duplicate this, and I even edit the mesh. Can even edit the mesh to follow the shape of the surface if I want, like that. I can duplicate another shape here. And you wouldn't tell that this is what I use. Yeah, Uganda, man. I love your accent and voice. Thank you, thank you. What are your thoughts on Houdini? Houdini is just a different level, man. That's all I can say. Let's randomize the velocity a bit. Maybe even let me grab this grass. Want the grass to look a bit dry, but not too dry. Now there is some rails here. Let me see if I have some rail. That's not the rail I'm talking about, but we do have some rail lines from the previous stream. So let me get those instead of creating new ones from scratch. This was a different project we created on a different stream. Let me see. Highway. Train. Yeah, this here. It's quite a heavy project, so actually it shouldn't be that heavy though. Don't expect. Yeah, so we have some roads or rail line here. So what I'm going to do is just add it to my library. Rail lines, so that I don't have to do this from scratch. Give it a quick preview here. Quite heavy project. Anyway, let's continue to this. We can work on. We can make it more simple by using camera mapping or photo. Means we don't have to create many 3D models. Yeah, but the purpose, you wouldn't have the degree of freedom as you would have if you modeled everything, at least most of the things. First, remove some of these. Save this. Wondering if there is anything I could save from this, but I can't have two projects opened because it seems to be very slow. Slows down my PC quite a lot. So yeah, let's let me see, what can we do? Maybe let's work on the roof here, or a house here. Let's work on which one should we choose here. Let's work on this. Do this house here. Let me first pause the render. Let me see. Well, I think I'm going to close this project here because it's hanging quite loud. Hello, Burning Bright. Glad to see you. Me too. I love your accent. It's similar as a Jamaican accent. Yeah, I think a lot of people here try to imitate the Jamaican accent. People love it a lot. So maybe I got caught up in that as well. So hello from Saudi Arabia. How is it? How are things there? Okay, let's do this house. Keep getting distracted. So for this house, let's do something like having 2 or 3 buildings is enough to feel like you have done quite a lot. So let's make at least 2. So add a roof, then agree, but that's simple for short periods of time. Also good for those who have a low quality PC. But yeah, if you do it that way, if you go with that approach, what exactly are you doing the project for? Because you are limited in what you can do the project with, what you can use the project for. If you approach the project like that. Okay. We have a window here that should just simply be, actually we don't need to work on this side. We can just use a mirror modifier to handle that side. Which enemy reference is this? I'm not sure. I just saw a good Google. I just saw a good image on Google and went with it. I think we can do the same at this side. So okay, something like that. Hello, Kaiba. Could you please speak in English so that we can all understand? Most of us, that's the only language we can speak. But how are you? Okay, so okay, have this. Let me grab a window. Are you going to do more videos on hard surface? I had seen all your hard surface and texturing videos. I think I will do a few more if people are interested. I think I will do a few more. Let me grab. Add some windows. This is the issue that I hate about using Eevee. Is how laggy it gets when it's compiling shaders. Okay, something like that. Maybe make this a bit brighter. And one other thing I think we could do here is add some details to this. think this can also be some kind of wood. It's maybe a little bit brighter. Just small details like this can make your work look like you've done a little bit. You put in a little bit more effort than others. So I would recommend putting in the effort required. See, just adding that and a few of these bottom panels, kind of making the piece look. Did you study a career related to 3D world? No, I didn't. I did, but I guess it's close because I did IT. And did some Python, but yeah, so it kind of worked out because the knowledge I got from school is also applicable in what I do now, which is amazing. Add a few windows here. Like that. Then there is this roof thing here. Hello, Kaiba. What are your specs? You can use exclamation mark. Specs. Hello, Ayush Creation. Sup. How long have you been learning Blender? About not consistently, but about 10 years or even more. Can't remember correctly because I was taking break. I took a break for school, and there was also a point I was in a completely different field. I was doing web design, so during that time I didn't do a lot of Blender. I didn't use Blender that much, but it's been a while. Been doing this for quite some time, so I'm kind of a veteran, if you will. I always find it difficult figuring out where to add detail and what are the tips. Just that's why you see that I usually set up my camera before I work on anything, because I want to know where to add the detail, where to focus more. Hey, thank you, G Chen, for subscribing. Ji Cheng Sai for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Let's add this. I think it's a gutter. Small details, but important. Let's see. Do I have any plastic material here that I could use for the roof? Let me see. Metal. Oh, let me just create one from scratch. Just start with a new material, assign it to this. I'll call this roof, and basically what it is going to be, first metallic, and I should be reddish like that, and then we can use .49. So I started on using Blender around was it 4.6? Yeah, around 2.46 or 2.47. So a bit closer to when you started as well, but earlier. Grunge maps. I wish Blender could save bookmarks after you install a new version, because I'm looking for my resources. Grunge maps, yeah. Grab this and basically use this. I can use this as the roughness, and also just to blend the colors a bit. Hmm. 10 years. I want to start learning Blender. You should start. What was it just then they made Yo Frankie? No, I got into Blender after Yo Frankie. I think Yo Frankie was before. Now I'm sure kids born in the 2000s are wondering what we're talking about. But Yo Frankie was another open source movie made by Blender. I think there was also a video game, back in the day when the Blender game engine was still a thing. There was a Yo Frankie movie and a Yo Frankie game. But I came in after Yo Frankie, but before Sintel. So technically, I'm kind of a veteran myself. You are a super beast. Thank you. Okay, so we also need this roof. I think I should have separated this roof. Shift D. Let me do that here. And maybe even apply the mirror, origin to geometry. Now this roof is a bit okay. Let's make it the same. So that's our roof or our building. I don't know if it still needs more detail, but I'm sure this is not too bad. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but for this one, let's call it done, at least for this single building, and we can just extrapolate from this and make other the rest of the buildings. Also want the roofs to have some bit of detail. I like that. Just have this in a single collection called house 1. Love from Mexico. I need to go to sleep. See you. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you. And love from East Africa, man. Hope you have a nice sleep. Anyway, okay, so now that we have that, we can instance. Let me first make sure that everything is moved to the center of our world. Now we can instance that single house like that. Now this is the beauty of doing something like this. You make one building and it's very easy to make copies, so to make variations. So I can have another one like this, maybe this one, and I want everything to be before our rail crossing. So do you have Discord group too? Yes, I do have a Discord. Just use !mark Discord and I should be good. You have that. Now I have this rail crossing model here. I just haven't done the texturing. Let me do that quickly. Use video as reference. Why? I don't have video there for that, so I think the image is also enough. Have you Oh, you mean the Blender game engine, the new Blender the game engine that was made out of the, how can I explain it? So UPBGE, if you don't know, is the, I don't know what the right words are here, but it's the Blender version of a game engine. Let me see, light crossing rail. Yeah, this here. Let me set up the textures really quickly so that we can use it. Textures multiple. Let me use the rusted one. These objects or assets are available on my CG Trader account if you want to get them. Metallic. And roughness. Let's make sure that all of these are using non-color data. just move this into a collection called rail crossing lights. Let me add it to my asset library, the asset library. Okay. Let me make sure I send the decals. Okay. Now that I have that, let me just grab it. So our rail is around here. Then let's add our line. Blender officially cancelled it. One of the people involved in the game engine decided to keep going. That's good of him, but that seems like a lot of work. And I think the reason why Blender discontinued it is because it was a lot of work. So it was a lot of work to maintain. So one person going at it alone, man, that's bold. Let's want to make this a bit deep, maybe. Just so we can see the rail. Whoa, the time is there. Oh, what time is there? Is this? Oh, so it's 12 p.m. here. I usually start streaming at 11 East African time. I'm not sure what time that would be in your side, but that's. We need to add some vegetation. Can I know your specs? Yeah, you just use exclamation mark specs, and I should get you that. I want to buy the Mac Studio, but the Blender support of M1 chip is bad at the current stage. Yeah, and the M1 chip has been around for, hasn't it been like a year? I expected to see a lot of praise from 3D artists as a result of the M1 chip, but I haven't seen it as much as I expected, or as much as I hoped. So maybe it's not as good as they promised. I don't know. Think one other thing I'm going to do is we need a lot of grass and a lot of let me see. Nine a.m. right here in Portugal, so it's morning as well on your side. What do you use your asset add than the asset library? You mean the asset browser, the default asset browser? Because I think this is faster. It's just easier for me to use it. Is that mirrored? What is mirrored? Now we need. Let's go use the vegetation add-on to add some trees. I think I like this one here. All right, let me. Let me see if I missed any messages from you guys. So I'm using the vegetation add-on here, and I'll provide the link in the chat if you want to get it for yourself. Let me first pause here so that I can populate this area with a bunch of trees. It's like a forest. Just follow some tutorials, watch full time, take notes, then to do yourself here. Seem like the scene is mirrored. Why do you think so? Grab these shrubs here. And the great thing about framing before framing your scene is that you can concentrate more on the areas you need. We're also going to use the botanical add-on to spawn a few more trees, larger trees here. So let me grab something like, I don't know, something large. Maybe we can use this. Yes, basically you want to have a thick forest. In the picture, the house on the left, on this the house on the second floor is right, and the rendering is on the left. Yeah, but we're just using this as like a reference to help us frame things, but we're not really copying things as they are exactly. So we should have some freedom to change things a bit, because the point of this is to use the scene for inspiration. Let me think. I need to have some of these bushes. Closer to this house. Just found out your channel, love it, dude. Thank you, Minimal5. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing the anime series. I asked for you for it a week ago, so this is really exciting, brother. You are the best. Thank you. I usually, sometimes I'm not able to do all the requests, but yeah, sometimes I am. Like in this case, which is amazing, because let me see. I like to work on things that a lot of you are interested in, and it seems that people do love the anime series. don't want to have that many details in the ground. So let me grab another image. Yo, thank you, Ronaldo Diane, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Version, I'm using 3.1, the latest version. Yeah, I'm still level to reference too often. This really helps get out of that. Yeah, you can start with a reference, but add some degree of freedom to yourself. Don't constrain yourself too much. Hello, Antenim. How are you? Sometimes I forget I'm already in a conversation with you guys. I think it's a new person, but I see we've already been discussing Antenim. Anyway, so let's see what else can we do. We can add this kind of block here, and it shouldn't be too hard to make. Let's do some. Let's go to quick functions. I think I'm going to raise the sun a bit. Let's put it at 300. Let's do 180 or 200. Thank you, Paul Jasper. Thank you. Let's see. I think already we're seeing something, and maybe let's go back to the original. I want to change to adjust the roof so that the roof has, every time we have a duplicated building, the roof is a bit different, slightly different. And maybe the colors are also slightly different. And let's see. 25. Yeah. Sometimes I get kind of distracted a bit. So let's first add this concrete slab or whatever it is. Where is wall's shadow? This here. Let's do that. So this looks like they have some kind of. If we start with a plane or a cube, just add some bevel to it. Let me use my add-on bevel because I kind of adds a few things. So like this, then maybe even add a few subdivisions to this, duplicate this. There's also a top slab on this. like that. Now, if you look closely, theirs has some sort of bend and kind of follows the curvature of the road. So let's do that as well. We're going to use the simple deform modifier, have this on bend, and I just find the right axis, which sometimes can be a bit hard. Never really understand why it's so difficult to get the right axis. Anyway, an easier way is just to add an empty and use this as the axis. So I'll just select the empty, yeah, like rotate this on the Y, X. Yeah, around there you can see we get the same bend. Why isn't the object reflected in the rendering? What objects isn't reflected? Oh, you mean, yeah, I've paused the render here, so that's why. Because if I try to model while I have this here, while I have the render active, it becomes very slow. The modeling becomes very slow. Where's a wall shadow? Oh, we're going to add it here. Let's create. Let me grab a concrete. Let me go to my asset library, look for some concrete material. Let me grab something like this, but I want to modify it so that, because you see there is some kind of dot on this, so I'm going to use, let me switch to yeah, so we have this. I want to use the ambient occlusion as a mask. Create a mask like that, and that is going to be our dot mask. And just is a color mix RGB. Oh yeah, so this can be something dark. That's our concrete. Now let's see. Not a real-time render is actual. There is there in Blender post-processing you can do to make it look like anime? Not asking to do, just curious. Yes, there is definitely, but you have to render it out first, and yeah, I can't really render. That's why you see, you can definitely do a lot when you render out, in the compositor, you can do a lot of post-processing. You can yeah, the issue is I can't really show it here because the stream would just crash if I try to render, because I have to render this out first. And I think the direction of our sun is not the same as this. Let's do 250. Okay, now we're kind of getting the same direction. To 80. Hey, person, how are you? Crazy? Thank you. Okay, let's see. What else can we do? Maybe bring this. Scale this rail down a bit. Yes, how is Poland, man? How are you? Glad to see you again. One of my regulars. Nice. Let's go to quick functions. Let's do some colors. I think this has a kind of a bluish tone, so let's try adding something like that. Now I think the sun is more direct, so 270 should be where we want this, and it seems the sun is also at a higher elevation, maybe at 30, and this could be 290 like that. So there are also some bushes here we could add. Yeah, I wanted to adjust the house a bit, so let's go back to the original house, which is this. We can make it so that the roof is a bit different. So I'm going to use what is it called? Let me first go out of this, isolate the roof a bit. Yeah, so I want to use a hue and saturation, so color, hue and saturation here, and then input object info like this, and I use a random value for the factor, or let's use a random value for the hue. And you can see now every object we should have a different roof. And maybe reduce the factor by a bit. Can remove this, go back to this, see how it translates. Hey, how is Italy? I know, what part of Italy are you from? I know Florence, Italy, because where do I hear that? Florence, Italy. Is that? Can't remember where I hear that from. But you can see now the colors are changing, but I don't like this pink. I guess I just need to, let me reduce the factor a bit, so that there's just a very slight change in the hue. Yeah, something like that. You can see overall we still have that orange tone, but makes things a bit different. We need more grass on this side, So let me go to my asset library, look for some grass. All we want is this here. Hello from India, how are you? And pause for a bit. I think I need to make this grass a little bit more green. Are you gonna try cell shader? A cell shader for what exactly? Now we also need a building here, so let me grab this. Is 20 GB RAM enough for Blender? Well, I have 16, so I don't know. Maybe it is, because yeah, the amount of RAM I have is not enough. If you have more than I do, well, good for you. My problem right now is that all of these are kind of in the same format. And the houses look quite identical. Let's add this. I think I have this pole here, so let's add some of that. Let's add some electric pole What do you guys think would be? Yeah, 20 GB is a weird amount. You don't really see a lot of PCs with 20 GB. You see 16 or 8. So, and then from 16 you usually go to 32. Doesn't GPU matter more? Yeah, I think GPU matters more, but you still need some bit of RAM to run a few things. I think we need this site to, most of these to be inside the forest. So we need more trees, I think. Let's go to the vegetation add-on. Look for some more trees. Now, the great thing about the vegetation add-on is they also have this silhouette to show you how tall the tree should be in real life. So let's grab this. It here. Think basically to go with the same style, this tree should be the entire left side should be covered in a thick forest. All of this is you don't see any sky in the reference image, so let's also have it that way. Can you add a car to the image? Well, unfortunately sorry, my mic had went off, but yeah, my mic had went off. I think the GPU uses RAM when it needs help, so having like 32 GB of RAM helps out a lot. Yeah, it definitely should be. RAM should be important, I think. You can't just work without it. I think it's absolutely important. Now you can hear me? Good, good, good. Kapil, you're quiet today. I wasn't sure if there is a cell shader, toon shader mode for the walls, for the wall scene in Blender or something. So there is a freestyle shader here, but I have to render the scene first. You can't really preview it in the viewport like we're doing right here. Okay, I think I'm starting to hit my PC limitations. Blender has crashed. Let's try again. Okay, this is not what I was trying to load. I was trying to load this. Let's see. I'm trying to find a way to make things more focused. Maybe these buildings needs to be scaled up a bit. Okay, let's do something radical here. Let's let me see. Let me grab all the grass we have. Have it in a collection. Basically just hide everything in our scene so that we can choose what we see properly and examine how each of these things contribute to our scene. It's a process. Yeah, definitely. There's just a lot. I'm really excited about Blender 3.1 update. 3.0 brings significant changes in render time already, and now with Metal support, it gets even better. It feels like magic. You know, I haven't really caught up on the Blender 2.1 updates, so I'm not really sure. So could you take me through them? I haven't really read anything about 2.1, 3.1, though it's what I'm using most of the time. I want to make sure that each asset we are adding contributes something. So what exactly is new in 2.1 to 3.1? Because I am not sure. So this is our grass. See, there is a big difference between this grass and this grass, which shouldn't be the case. So let me make sure this is all in the grass. Thank you, Ricardo Auth, for subscribing. So we have our rail, we have our lines. We should, this grass, let me see. Yeah, have our grass. See, it's much cleaner right now, but for some reason, when we add more things, it's hard to tell what's going on. So let's add one thing at a time and see how each is contributing. So that we don't have a lot of noise. So I think this house can be a little bit there. This is supposed to be what? Yeah, this is supposed to be like a two-story building. Okay. Not that one. Just make sure that everything lines up as it should. This one here can go let me grab these. The overall change in 3.1 is performance boost for Mac users. For Mac users, why? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. For okay, let's. You can see, I think we can make this look more sensible, like actually a place people live. Just by being a bit more orderly with our assets instead of just placing them randomly. Here's Mac. Man, I never really get Mac. It's just not my thing. I remember at my previous job, we had only Mac computers, and sometimes I would have to bring work back home because I was more comfortable using Windows. Supports more stuff. think this tree here is kind of obstructing things. I think I understand why they have this bridge. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Rishad Prakash. Thank you. Want to have this look more focused. What is my system configuration? You can use exclamation mark specs. You will see that I'm using a Windows machine. I think there is some kind of lake or something here, because that's the only reason why they would have a bridge here. Also in 3.1, I found useful new add-on, copy global transforms. And what does that do exactly? Let me see, let me first pause here. I think around this area there is some kind of, I don't know, water pond or something. Even I think so. I think that's why they would have a bridge here. So let's add some water level here. Did you already create these assets from this scene? Not all of them are, but in this live stream we created the house and the ground. Other things we got them from our previous live streams. Get a water material here. I think I have some stones or rocks or pebbles, whatever you want to call them. You can have them here. And a shrink wrap. Again, use the same method as we did. No need to do texture painting or anything. You just lay these in the way like this. basically we can even just so I want them mostly on this side. There may be some in the middle here, like that. Maybe we can reduce their size a tiny bit. So that they are barely visible, but we can increase their number. Their number. Need to change their distribution. I want it to be quite random. Need more fluffy trees. Yeah, but fluffy trees don't really run very well as you expect them. So to get the same look as this. But yeah, we do need more trees. I also think this one tree here could make a big difference. Let's go to the grass. I think it's starting to look at least what is the word I'm looking for? Another useful change in 3.1 is the option to increase vertex and edge without adding geometry. Ah, yeah, I saw that. I think I saw a video demo of that. That is definitely amazing. Looks amazing. Thank you. One thing I'm going to do is just grab this and just scale it. Just want the road to have some directional texture. So the texture is stretched along the road. Think parts of it are tiling too bad, so starting to look presentable. Thank you. Sometimes you just have to go back a little bit and reassess. Let's add some clouds. Let's make sure that you're not adding it. I think we need some kind of focus point for our scene, which is lacking right now. Because around here there's a lot of noise. Now we should be able to kind of remove it. Like, what would be the focus point of our scene? Let's get let's try to make the scene our own by changing a few things. Let me get this character. Have him stand seated on the roof. Yeah, I think we also need to change our lighting to a different time. The top left is too open. Okay, so you think we should also make it have as many trees? How do you know that your artwork is complete? To avoid the rapid hold. Well, I'm used to just working for about 2 to 3 hours, so that's usually when I'm tired, and I guess I don't really know that my work is complete. I just get tired and end. I don't push myself too hard on completing stuff. Because I know that if you don't have a limit, you never really finish anything. And I've done many projects to know that the ones you spending more time on a project doesn't guarantee its success. So doesn't mean that it's going to be the more time you spend on a project, the more it's going to be successful. It doesn't really work like that. It's really hard to know what makes a project successful, and time is not really the thing that makes it successful, at least in what I've come to realize myself. This guy is I don't know what he's doing at the roof, but he's seated doing something. And then his friend, which is basically a copy of him, oh, let's get a girl. Too true, yeah. More effort doesn't necessarily equal to success, unfortunately. Sometimes the project you spend the least amount of time on is the one that gets more attention, more success, And yeah, sometimes it can be like that. Maybe increase the size of the house. Which one in particular? Oh, for you mean because the left side is open? So you mean, I don't know about increasing the size, but maybe we could have another house. Pull out the new window and change to image viewer. Let's see. This is different. But our characters are kind of getting lost within the noise. You know what? I think I like kind of an evening setting a bit better. So we can easily focus. Just have one. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Or to show the render? Yeah. Think. I want her to be in the sun as well, so I think I need. Let me pull up a fence. Just add it. I think it makes sense to have some sort of fence that borders the rail lines like that. I think Austin is becoming less noisy as it was before, so that's a good thing. Let me go to the vegetation. They have these trimmed trees here, trimmed bushes, whatever they're called, that I think could add a level of detail. Okay, seems I have a bug here. Okay, anyway, let me go to my asset library. Bush. Hey, just what are those? I have to think. I want this this building here to be kind of bright at this spot here, but let's see. Let's look at this now. Let me go to, I think, the transportation add-on. This could be much smaller. Let's try rotating the sun. Let's keep it there. Play with the colors. See if we can get something. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the live stream here. Blah blah. Thank you. I don't see much I can add here. The main issue I'm saying here that is making this scene way different from this is that the vegetation is really hard to make. It's really hard to make the vegetation look like this. Let's first, before I end the stream, let me see how this looks in Eevee, and maybe then we can change. We can end the stream then. Let me go to Eevee. It's going to take some time to make the shaders. Let's see. Okay, and I think we need, instead of the initiator, we need an HDRI. Do you post your render in some place? Yes, in the Discord. Just go to the Discord server. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to first check out how this is going to look in Eevee, then can end. Let me see. I'm on the phone, can't see the render. I think I'll be posting it in the YouTube community then as well, and also maybe on my it can be really slow. Yeah, I think I prefer the cycles render. It's also much. I wish they could introduce bloom to cycles, at least real-time bloom in cycles. That would be wonderful. Anyway, that's it. Let me set up, bring back everything the way it was. Let me play with the colors and then